Hi, I would like to say that in 2006 I was forced into rehab. One of the rehabs that I went to was South Coast Recovery at the time in San Juan Capistrano, California, as well as Dana Point. They have since moved their headquarters to San Clemente, California. South Coast Recovery for 3 months, and I paid $10,000, and there was a conspiracy, 100% crime against me to get me into a psych ward. After guys in my house were throwing my underwear and stuff around, and I started to complain about it, a counselor by the name of Jake Cassidy stated that, well, that was the trigger. What they did was they did something to cause me to complain, and that gave legitimation for the counselor to come in and say, no, I think you've had a lot of trauma in your life. Just go for one night to the psych ward. Just for one night at South Coast Medical Center in Laguna Beach. One night would be $1,000. And then what they did was gave me medication the first night without even seeing a doctor. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm in a conspiracy. I don't know what the hell is going on in my life. But I'm just gliding along, and because of my affected and depleted resources of strength and will, power, and self-confidence, and being bullied everywhere, I was very easily led into acquiescing to commands that were just acquiescing to demands put on me, or acquiescing to persuasion, which was just like the guy, Jay Cassidy, was told, do this, and there was some reward, money, monetary reward, if he could get me in there. So I'm in the waiting room of this hospital, and I say, I don't really think I need to do this. No, I've had hard times. I've been here, once or twice. I've admitted myself, and it's just for one night. You'll feel better. And it's just a bunch of horse manure. And that basically cost me $10,000 to $15,000. South Coast Recovery in itself, basically every staff member, to an extent, one extent or another, they knew what was going on. These people were every day meeting with them. We're going to do this. We're going to have this seating arrangements for group sessions were hit and miss at least a few times a week, often used to get me get anxiety about basically instituting a situation where I would feel anxiety about something to talk about. I would feel self-conscious. It was seating arrangements, glares, somebody standing in the corner with a baseball cap, broad shoulders, glaring at me, as a cadence of certain themes were issued, and then names or of situations that like family members, kids were issued, and then in one case it was like, so who's somebody who's very important to you? And it was all the names of my nieces and my nieces and nephews. Asher and Jessica and I mean, the whole thing was insane. They had every name of Jim's kids and Mike's kids on there, Chris and Alex, and no other names. And then what would be really bad if somebody happened to this? What could be a bad scenario? And then they talk about sexual violation. And then I already know what's going on. And then the guy behind me, because it's a rigged seating arrangement, they handed me cigarettes on the outside to get me to go in last. So there's only one seat left. And right when they state that, there's a tap on the chair. And then I noticed the glaring person with baseball cap, arms folded, glaring right at me, standing by the wall. And then I feel self-conscious, and then all of a sudden my ears get red and my face gets red. I mean, this is South Coast Recovery was just a fraud. I want my $10,000 back, and I want reparations for whatever. I don't need reparations. I want my money back. And the place was, I can say right now, it was a bona fide, 100%, no questions asked fraud. Third-party people doing significant choreographing and directing of many people. In the house, every day I was up against this stuff. I had people keeping me awake at night by certain noises, gestures. Being kept awake at night was so I wouldn't get any sleep, because that was when the staged group sessions were planned the next day, so I wouldn't have any sleep, and they could easily get me anxious in a group setting. So that was across the board the ingredients for the whole thing, and going into my property, I would print articles from academic journals that I'd want to read on somebody, stuff them in my bag. They'd have people that I would live with go in, take like half the article, take like 5 pages from the center. No ripped clothing then, but I lost a bunch of clothing when Jake Cassidy had me go into the psych ward. They administered medication. People were being rude to me. I'm like, I felt ripped off. I'm like, I don't need to be here. But then I'm on medication the next day, and I feel this weird sensation. So I could have said, I don't want to be here, I'm going to walk in. I'm a volunteer, admittance, I don't want to be here, I'm leaving. But because of the medication and the rudeness and just the whole conspiracy of this, I felt trapped, and I had a verbal outrage. And they 5 guys slam me to the floor, bury their elbows in my back to get me to scream more. So I'm saying, fuck America, fuck Israel. For some reason, I just say, fuck. And they jab me with a needle and make me unconscious and strap me down on the bed because of a conspiracy. It was just horrible.